Let's begin with the sensation of waking up. Before your eyes even open, before you remember what day it is, there is a feeling. It sits heavy in the center of your chest, or perhaps it lives as a tightness in your jaw. It is the immediate automatic download of the self. The moment consciousness returns, the burden returns. You remember who you are supposed to be. You remember the to-do list. You remember the deficit, the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. You look at the clock, that infernal machine that chops eternity into panic-inducing segments, and the race begins. You drag your body out of bed not because you are inspired by the miracle of being alive, but because you are afraid of the consequences of stopping. You stand in front of the mirror, and what do you see? Do you see a miraculous biological organism, a galaxy of cells working in perfect harmony? No. You see flaws. You see a hairline that is receding, skin that is aging, a body that is too soft or too hard. You see a fixer-upper project. You brush your teeth while mentally writing emails. You drink your coffee while mentally arguing with your boss. You drive to work while mentally rehearsing a conversation you might have 3 years from now. You are never here. You are a ghost haunting your own life. This is the condition of the modern Western soul. We are the most comfortable civilization in history. We have temperature-controlled boxes to live in. We have machines that wash our clothes. We have the sum of human knowledge in our pockets. We have conquered the external world. We have landed on the moon, and yet internally we are lost in a dark wood. We are anxious, depressed, medicated, and deeply, profoundly lonely. We are like hungry ghosts wandering through a supermarket full of food, yet unable to swallow a single bite. And the tragedy, the absolute comedy of it all, is that you think the solution to this misery is to try harder. You think the reason you are unhappy is that you haven't achieved enough yet. You haven't optimized enough yet. You haven't purified your diet enough, or meditated enough, or earned enough money. You believe that there is a future version of you. Success you enlightened, you fit. You who will finally be worthy of rest. So you buy the books, you attend the seminars, you download the apps that track your sleep and your steps and your calories. You treat your life like a corporation that needs restructuring. But let me tell you a secret that the industry of self-improvement will never tell you, because if they did, they would go out of business tomorrow. You cannot fix yourself because there is no one to fix and no one to do the fixing. The you that is broken and the you that is trying to fix the brokenness are the same person. You are trying to lift yourself up by pulling on your own belt. You are a knife trying to cut itself. You are a tooth trying to bite itself. The more you try, the more you suffer. The struggle to improve is the very thing that keeps you trapped. Let's go deeper into this trap. Let's look at the architecture of your anxiety. You live in a society that operates on a deficiency model. From the moment you entered kindergarten, you were trained to look outside yourself for validation. You were given a gold star if you sat still. You were given an A if you memorized the answers. You were taught that your worth is something you must earn like a wage. You were taught that you, in your natural state, are wild, messy, and unacceptable. You must be civilized. You must be educated. You must be molded. This conditioning creates a split in your psyche, a civil war. On one side, there is your organism, your animal body, your instincts, your shadow, your laziness, your anger, your sexual desires. On the other side, there is your ego, the social mask, the good citizen, the responsible employee. The ego looks down at the organism with disgust. The ego says, I must control this beast. I must whip it into shape. So you go on a diet. You deny yourself pleasure. You force yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. because some billionaire on a podcast said, that's what winners do. You work 80 hours a week to buy a house in a zip code that will impress people you don't even like. And for a while, the ego wins. You lose the weight. You get the promotion. You buy the Tesla. But the organism is watching. The organism is patient. And eventually, the organism rebels. This rebellion manifests as self-sabotage. You binge eat, you procrastinate, you have an affair, you have a panic attack in the middle of a board meeting. And then the ego screams, "See, I told you, you are weak. You are undisciplined, we need to try harder." And the cycle starts again. A tighter diet, a stricter schedule, a stronger Xanax prescription. Do you see the war cannot be won because you are fighting yourself? As long as there is a conqueror and a conquered inside your own skin, you will never know peace. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Let's look at the specific manifestations of this war in your daily life. Consider the phenomenon of the Sunday scaries. You know this feeling. It is Sunday afternoon, the sun is shining. You should be relaxing, but there is a creeping dread in your stomach. Why? Because the machine is calling you back. You are anticipating the pain of re-entering the role you play. You are terrified that you haven't done enough. You are terrified of being exposed as a fraud, the imposter syndrome. This imposter syndrome is actually a moment of sanity. You feel like a fake because you are faking it. Not because you are incompetent, but because you are pretending to be a machine. You are pretending to be a person who cares deeply about quarterly projections and synergy and KPIs. But your soul doesn't care about KPIs. Your soul cares about connection, about beauty, about play. The fatigue you feel is the effort of holding up a heavy mask for 8 hours a day. Or consider the way you use social media. You scroll through Instagram or TikTok. You see the curated lives of others, the perfect vacations in Bali, the perfect bodies, the aesthetic morning routines, and a voice in your head says, "Look at them. They have figured it out. They are happy. I am the only one who is struggling." This is the Hall of Mirrors. You are comparing your behind-the-scenes blooper reel with everyone else's highlight reel. You don't see their insomnia, you don't see their credit card debt, you don't see the arguments they have in the car before they take the selfie. You are chasing a ghost. You are jealous of a digital avatar that doesn't even exist. And then there is the dating culture, the apps, swiping left, swiping right, treating human beings like products on a shelf. Too short, too old, not ambitious enough. We are shopping for a partner who will complete our brand. We want a partner who looks good in photos, who validates our status. We are terrified of vulnerability. We are terrified of the messiness of real love. So we stay in the shallow end, keeping our options open, terrified of settling, and in doing so, we settle for loneliness. All of this misery comes from one fundamental error: the belief in the future. You believe that time is a line. You believe you are moving from the past through the present into the future. And you believe that the future is where the treasure is buried. You sacrifice your childhood for your education. You sacrifice your young adulthood for your career. You sacrifice your health for your wealth. You are always banking your life, hoping to cash it out later. But listen closely, there is no future. Have you ever touched the future? Have you ever breathed in the future? No. You can only ever experience the now. When you were a baby, it was now. When you graduate, it will be now. When you die, it will be now. The future is a concept. It is a useful tool for planning, like a map. But you cannot live on a map. You cannot eat a menu. You are starving to death while reading the menu, waiting for the meal to arrive. By living for the future, you are missing the only thing that is real. You are like a person running through a beautiful museum, looking at your watch, rushing to get to the exit shop. You miss the art. You miss the glory of the moment. Think about the way you listen to music. When you listen to a symphony, are you waiting for the final note? Is the goal of the conductor to play as fast as possible to get to the end? If that were the case, the best orchestra would be the one that finished first. But that is absurd. The point of music is the music itself. The point is to dance while the music is playing. But you are rushing toward the final note. And what is the final note of life, death? You are rushing toward the grave, hoping that if you run fast enough, you will accumulate enough points to win before the music stops. But there is nothing to win. There is no scoreboard in the sky. So what is the alternative? If we stop trying to improve, if we stop chasing the future, won't we just become vegetables? Won't civilization collapse? This is the great fear of the Western mind. We are terrified of our own nature. We think that without the whip of anxiety, we will just lie on the couch and rot. We think that you are a lazy beast that must be coerced into goodness. But look at nature. Look at the world outside your window. Does the grass strain to grow? Does the rose hurry to bloom? Does the water try to flow? No. It happens through wu-wei effortless action. The apple tree produces apples not because it has a quota to meet, not because it wants to be named Employee of the Month, but because it is an apple tree. It is its nature to give apple. You have a nature too. If you stopped forcing yourself, if you stopped whipping yourself, you would not become a vegetable. You would simply become you. You would work, yes. You would create, yes. But the energy would be different. It wouldn't be the jittery, desperate energy of fear. It would be the smooth, powerful energy of play. Think of a child playing with blocks. They are focused. They are serious. They are working hard. But they are not stressed. They are not worried about their legacy. They are purely in the moment. They are doing it for the joy of doing it. This is the secret, when you work from a place of wholeness rather than a place of lack. Your work becomes art. When you love someone because you simply love them, not because you need them to fix your loneliness, your love becomes pure. But how do we do this? How do we stop the machine? It starts with the backwards law, the law of reversed effort. When you are drowning, the instinct is to thrash, to fight the water, to scream. But the more you thrash, the faster you sink. To survive, you must do the counterintuitive thing. You must surrender. You must lean back. You must let the water hold you. The same is true for your mind. You are drowning in anxiety. You are thrashing around trying to fix your thoughts, trying to stop worrying. But the effort to stop worrying is itself a worry. I am worried that I worry too much. Now you have two problems instead of one. You must stop fighting the water. If you are anxious, be anxious. Do not judge it. Do not say, I shouldn't feel this. Say, here is anxiety. Here is the quaking mess. Here is the trembling. Watch it. Observe it like you would observe a thunderstorm. The storm is not bad. It is just energy moving. Your anxiety is just energy moving. If you don't fight it, if you don't try to push it away, it will pass. It always passes. But if you build a dam to stop it, you create a flood. This requires a profound shift in identity. You must stop identifying with the controller in your head, the little voice that chatters all day long, and start identifying with the awareness that hears the voice. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which your thoughts occur. You are not your feelings. You are the sky in which the clouds of feeling float. Clouds come, clouds go. Some are dark, some are white. But the sky is never damaged by the clouds. The sky does not say, I hate these storm clouds, I need to be a better sky. The sky just holds them. Be the sky. I want to talk to you about the concept of the void. In our culture, we are terrified of emptiness. We fill every silence with noise. We fill every spare moment with scrolling. We fill every empty room with furniture. We are afraid that if we face the emptiness, we will disappear. But the emptiness is not nothing. It is no thing. It is the pregnant void from which everything arises. It is the silence that allows the music to be heard. When you stop trying to be somebody, you become nobody. And being nobody is the most powerful position in the world. When you are nobody, you have nothing to protect. You have no image to maintain. You cannot be humiliated. You cannot be canceled. You are free. You are like the wind. You can move anywhere, touch anything, but you cannot be caught. This brings us to the ultimate realization, non-duality. You feel like a tiny ego inside a bag of skin facing a hostile universe. You feel small. You feel fragile. But this is an optical illusion. You are not in the universe. You are the universe. You are the Big Bang. You are the process of the cosmos exploring itself. The atoms in your hand were forged in the hearts of dying stars. The water in your blood is the same water that was in the primordial ocean. You are not a stranger here. You are not a fluke. You are the whole thing. Imagine a wave in the ocean. The wave looks at the other waves and says, "Oh no, I am smaller than that wave. I am not as powerful as that wave, and soon I will crash onto the shore and die." The wave is terrified. But if the wave realized, "Wait a minute, I am not a wave, I am the ocean," then all fear would vanish. The form of the wave rises and falls, but the water remains. You are the water. Your body is just a temporary shape the universe is taking. Yourself, your name, your job, your credit score, your reputation is just the crest of the wave. It will crash. It will disappear. But you, the essential witness, the consciousness behind the eyes, you are the ocean. You are eternal. When you deeply understand this, the game of ambition changes. You can still play the game. You can still try to build a business or paint a masterpiece or run a marathon, but you realize it is just a game. It is a cosmic game of hide and seek. You are God pretending to be a stressed-out accountant. You are the universe pretending to be a single mother. You are playing a role, and because you know it is a role, you can play it with a light heart. You can laugh. You can take risks. Who cares if you fail? Who cares if you look foolish? It's just a play. The universe is dancing, so I invite you to step off the treadmill. I invite you to stop trying to be good. Stop trying to be productive. Stop trying to be spiritual. Just be what you are. If you are tired, be tired. If you are angry, be angry. If you are lazy, be lazy. Embrace your own humanity. Hug your own shadow. Go outside. Look at a tree. Really look at it. The tree is not trying to sell you anything. It is not trying to impress you. It is just standing there drinking the light. Can you be like the tree? Can you just stand there and drink the light? The world tells you that you need to be extraordinary. I am telling you that it is okay to be ordinary. In fact, the ordinary is the extraordinary. To breathe, to walk, to taste an orange, to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, to look into the eyes of another human being. These are miracles. You are sleepwalking through a palace of diamonds looking for pennies on the floor. Wake up. Look around. You have already arrived. You are already home. The door to the cage was never locked. You built the cage out of your own thoughts. You built the cage out of I should, I must, I have to. Push the door open, step out. The grass is cool, the air is sweet. You are free. And if you feel a resonance with these words, if you feel a loosening of the knot in your chest, then you have found your tribe. This channel is not for the ones who want to conquer the world. It is for the ones who want to understand it. It is for the ones who are tired of the noise. We are building a sanctuary here, a place to rest, a place to remember who we really are. If you want to walk this path with us, the path of unbecoming, the path of returning to the source, then I invite you to subscribe, not to add more clutter to your feed, but to open a window to the sky. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what is the one thing you are ready to let go of today? What burden are you ready to put down? Let's talk. Let's be human together in the comment section. Thank you for lending me your attention, which is the most valuable currency you have. Now turn off this screen, go outside, look at the sky, and remember you don't need to do anything. You don't need to be anyone. You are the universe and you are loved.